Alright, I think we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome today to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5. It's been a little bit, but we are back, and we are back in the Gander Outdoor Truck Series here tonight. It has been about 2 to 2.5 weeks since the last Truck Series race on the channel in NASCAR Heat 5, but it is coming your way here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. In fact, it is the final race of the round of 10 in the Truck Series playoffs. Obviously, 8 drivers will advance to the next round. We know 2 drivers that have already locked themselves in. Johnny Sutter won back at Gateway 3 weeks ago, and then as mentioned about 2.5 weeks ago, Matt Crafton got the win in the last race at Canadian Tire. We've had pretty good races to start the Truck Series playoffs. I'm sure Bristol is going to be a fun one here tonight as well. Joshua Rumsey, Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Again, we have people waiting on the last stream. I want to address the issue also that I've been having. If anybody could help me out as to why it is happening, please let me know in the chat, whether it is after the stream or, in the chat right now. So when I stream on NASCAR Heat 5, I have to use the Elgato game capture application on my PC because OBS does not support my laptop and the Elgato HD60S, which is the only Elgato capture card that works for PS4. So I use that obviously, and I use the device or the application on my PC. But every now and then, not every time, but from time to time, it'll say the stream has ended before it actually starts. Once I hit start stream, I'll hit start stream, and I know it's not double clicking because I'm not even hitting start stream on the actual YouTube side of things. I'm only hitting the start stream on the actual application itself. So if anybody can figure that out, let me know, because for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to cooperate. Davion West, welcome to the stream as well. Tim Irvin, welcome. So here we go. Refuse to lose is right. Qualifying is about to begin here at the Bristol Motor Speedway here tonight. I think we're going to have some fun. It's been a little bit since we've raced NASCAR Heat 5, so going to hopefully break out the rust. Again, Crafton is locked into the round of 8, so nothing for us to worry about tonight after he got the win at Canadian Tire in the last race. And again, Johnny Sutter won at Gateway in the first race of the playoffs. Qualifying will begin. 1 lap to try and set the quick time. Crafton trying to work the outside here in qualifying. Not sure if that's going to work out for him or not. At the start-finish line, 16.664, 9th fastest in qualifying. Pretty good. We saw a pretty good show in really both, mainly the Cup race at Bristol, but the Xfinity Series race had its moments as well. Stuart Friesen will be on the pole for tonight's race. Grant Enfinger will be starting in second for tonight's race at Bristol as well. Pretty short race, only 200 laps here in this one. Before we get started, though, we are going to take a look at the point standings for the Gander Outdoor Truck Series coming into today's race. Again, I have to do the points myself for NASCAR Heat, and you guys obviously know why. It has to do with the game crashing on random occurrences. For the Truck Series, luckily, I didn't have to do any of it myself until the playoffs started, because we didn't DNF until Gateway, but we had to take obviously the stage points from that race, especially with it being a playoff race. So again, Johnny Sutter clinched at Gateway with a win. Matt Crafton clinched after him with a win at Canadian Tire. But here is the points battle for the final 6 drivers, or I should say the final 8 drivers that still need to lock themselves into the next round, but only 6 of them will advance. So starting off right now, third in the running order as far as the points go is going to be Austin Hill. Austin Hill's 37 points above the playoff cut line. Stuart Friesen, who's on the pole for tonight's race at Bristol, will be 35 points above the cutoff line, so he's sitting pretty comfortably as well. Brett Moffitt is 21 points above the cutoff line. Needs a little bit of work in case something crazy happens, like somebody below the cutoff line winning, but he's still looking fairly comfortable. Sheldon Creed, 17 points above the cutoff line. Same stipulation goes for Creed as well as Moffitt. And now we get to the closer bubble battle. Grant Enfinger is 3 points above the playoff cut line. Todd Gilliland is 2 points above the playoff cut line, so those two drivers are very, very close to being below. And the first driver below it is Ross Chastain. He is only 3 points below the cutoff line, and 6 points below the cutoff line is Zane Smith. So again, two drivers will be eliminated and have their championship hopes dashed at the end of tonight's race. So thanks for everybody tuning in here for this one. Be watching on my TV, but not commenting. All right, Tim. Well, I know you're going to be here, so that's cool. Actually, speaking of you trying to plug your phone in, I better plug my laptop in before we lose connection midstream. I don't think it's going to make it. I know it's a short race tonight. I forgot to put it on the charger before I left for work this morning. All right, there we go. So we are about to begin here in this one. By the way, I do have to mention, thank goodness that this is a short race because I'm pretty tired after my first day of work at this place. I mean, they definitely whipped me into shape. All right. So again, Stuart Friesen on the pole. Spencer Boyd actually going to the rear of the field, and it looks like John Hunter Nemechek is not going to look very fast for today's race also. Green flag is about to wave here at Bristol tonight. Under the lights for the Truck Series. Green flag in the air. Only 55 laps in Stage 1 for Sutter and Crafton. They're strictly going for a stage win or race wins here tonight for those playoff points, but that is it, as Rafael Lessard is kind of pinching Crafton, wanting to get to the bottom. Didn't help they were 3 wide. So hard to do at Bristol, as it is especially in the Truck Series. Trucks are a little bit wider than what the Xfinity or Cup cars would be. Crafton goes up to his preferred line on the outside now, as it is going to be Ben Rhodes leading at the front of the field. Rhodes was the only Thor Motorsport truck that missed the playoffs this season. Brett Moffitt right behind him, coming in 21 points above the playoff cut line. He's sitting second early on. Again, the stage is very short in the Truck Series. The race in general very short. Only 200 laps at Bristol. That is not a long race. Joseph Bologna, welcome to the stream. A lot of playoff drivers inside the top 10 early on. Sheldon Creed just outside it in 12th, but he's trying to charge through the field right now. You got Crafton, Hill, Sauter all in the top 10, as well as Moffitt, Chastain, who's on the bubble. Grant Edfinger's up there in the top 4. Stuart Friesen's in the top 10. There's very few playoff drivers that are outside the top 10 right now. And again, we mentioned Sheldon Creed is close to it. Todd Gilliland is in 12th now. Sheldon Creed up to 11th. These guys are booking it. They know this is their last shot, especially with the tight playoff bubble. We're going to keep an eye on that throughout the course of the race as best as we can with my best mathematics skills as possible with all the clinching scenarios going forward. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream also. Oh, a little contact there. Crafton was trying to focus on his line and didn't realize that Todd Gilliland was right on his inside. They made a little bit of contact. Crafton's truck is not really going. It feels pretty stable, maybe a little on the tight side right now. I would have to assume again that would likely loosen up. 3 wide now here at Bristol again as Riley Hertz got stuck in the middle. Look at the moves Todd Gilliland is gaining. Coming into this race just 2 points above the playoff cut line. He needs to go and get as many stage points as he can. Up to 8th. Crafton going to try to follow him on the bottom, and Crafton is really tight on the bottom of the racetrack. It's another reason why he wants to run the top. We kind of saw that with Ryan Blaney in the Cup race as well. He's almost just a little too tight on the bottom, and the top side of the racetrack is really what helped him roll through the center of the corners. Ben Rhodes is pulling out to a pretty big lead right now as well. Rafael Lessard trying to block Crafton when he goes to the bottom to try and pass him. Not only he can't get around him, some of the time Lessard's trying to block him, and then when Crafton goes back to the outside, Lessard goes high as well to try and block as Crafton got really loose. That low exit off of turn 2. By the way, hopefully we get this season done before the start of next year. Because technically it would be the Camping World Truck Series again, and we're still calling it the Gander Outdoor Truck Series. We should be able to get the Heat 5 seasons done before the start of the actual 2021 season. Should. Unless something crazy happens. Yes, I have to do my own points for NASCAR Heat 5 in general with all 3 series. So that's why we're going to try to keep as close of an eye as we can so I can give you guys the drivers that will clinch at the end of the night before we actually leave the stream. At the end of the race, Johnny Sauter just pulled up right in front of his teammate Crafton. Little contact there. Big run to the outside of Gilliland. Austin Hill into the top 5. Pole sitter, Stuart Friesen fading back. He's in 4th. Crafton's really able to get some good runs on the outside right now. Joey Logano, I mean, he runs really well at the super speedways. He led a lot of laps at Talladega in the fall, too. Won a Daytona 500 already in his career. It's not a... guess it's not like one of the outcasts. I think he actually has a pretty good shot to win it. Happy holidays indeed to those of you enjoying your time. I'm sure if you're in school right now, you're probably on or are approaching Christmas vacation, the holiday vacation for the winter. So hopefully guys are enjoying that. I unfortunately have to work tomorrow still, but I'll be off Christmas Day, as I'm sure most of the world will be, or at least in the U.S. I don't know how it really works with other countries, but most places are closed. I think the only thing that would be open is like hospitals and nursing homes and stuff like that. But business aspect of things, I'm pretty sure everywhere pretty much closes on Christmas Day. Like even McDonald's is closed on Christmas Day. Like McDonald's is open like on Thanksgiving, for Pete's sake. But I think I remembered at least when I worked there in high school that we were closed on Christmas Day. Like that was the one holiday that we were closed. Luckily, I didn't have to work on Thanksgiving. They were a little more lenient with the high school students and them having Thanksgiving off, but it kind of sucked for the adults that they had to work it. There's a pass on Zane Smith. Smith already a lap down. Coming into this race, he needs points. One of the bubble drivers not looking very good early on, being a lap down. Ben Rhodes is still leading this race, and he has about a 5-second lead right now. Rhodes could go on to win his first race of the season. 27 to go, stage 1. Indeed, stage 1 almost over, even though we're only halfway through stage 1. How quick these laps go by at Bristol. Again, about 4 laps in nearly a minute. 3 wide action up ahead with Brett Moffitt. So he tries to close the gap on Rhodes. He's about 3 seconds behind him now. Crafton again is strictly racing for a stage win or race wins at this point to earn himself more bonus points for the round of 8 here tonight. Hard to believe we only got 4 races left of the Truck Series season after the conclusion of this race today. ton of lap traffic there right around Crafton. 3 wide on the bottom. It's just not working out for him. Underneath Jennifer Jo Cobb and Ty Majeski. Moffitt looks really fast tonight too. Really the top 3 in general I think that you see right now are going to be the 3 best trucks throughout the course of the race as long as they can make it to the end. Waffle House is open on Christmas. Is it really? You can't. I found out that you can never trust the hours on Google. If you're looking off of Google to see if your local Waffle House or whatever business or anything is open, don't trust the hours on Google. You have to actually go on like the actual store or whatever's website and check for the local hours. Or, you know, strictly go there in person and ask or call or something, but it doesn't work. For instance, I went to Talladega for the fall race for most of you guys that know. And the first night I got there, it was pretty late when I was in Chattanooga. I was in Chattanooga at the time. So I drove about 9.5 hours on Saturday. I stopped about an hour and 15 minutes north of, you know, Talladega Superspeedway. So I had a short drive in the morning to go to the racetrack the rest of the trip. So I stopped for the night because it was starting to get dark, and I didn't want to, you know, get to my destination in the dark at that point. That time of the year, it starts to get a little bit darker a little sooner. So anyway, you know, I went to check like local, you know, food places in general, you know, what was open. Because I needed to get something, and it was going to have to be fast food at that time. For one, COVID hours were going on, so like everything was closing at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock as it was, and it was like already fast approaching 8 by the time I actually got like settled down in my hotel room. I'm like, oh, I better get food because everywhere's going to start closing soon. So I look up Waffle House, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, I've actually never eaten at a Waffle House before, so I was like, you know, what the heck, now is the first time. And I get there, and they're not even open anymore. Like, they were just out of business. And I was like, why is it still on Google? It shows they're open, whatever. So then I was like, okay, there's a Zaxby's down the street, and Google says they're open. No, they closed an hour before that. They closed at 8 I think the COVID hours had them closed at 8, and it was just messed up. Meanwhile, battle for the lead going on right now. Ben Rhodes is fighting on the bottom. Brett Moffitt right behind him. Crafton is trying to come on the outside lane as they're side by side for the lead with 15 to go in stage 1 now. Sheldon Creed about to go a lap down in 10th. Oh, Crafton just grazed the wall off of turn 2. So Matt Crafton to the lead for the first time here tonight at Bristol. Stage 1, late going of stage 1. Moffitt's still stuck right behind Rhodes. He needs every point he can get. Even though he's above the cutoff line. Look at Ty Gilliland. There's also only 2 points above the cutoff line coming into the day in the top 5 as well. Oh, Rafael Lessard. Just moved up right in front of Crafton. Right in the center of the corner. He was trying to block him at the beginning of the race too. I think Crafton's had enough of Lessard here tonight already. It's only stage 1. So again, quick reminder, just I guess I had to rush the end of the story because we had a three truck battle for the lead going on there. So moral of the story is, don't trust Google for restaurant hours, especially during COVID times right now. Especially like me not being from Tennessee or southern Tennessee area when I was staying in Chattanooga for the night. I didn't know, you know, what the COVID laws were as far as hours and everything. So as an outstander traveling in for the night, you know, how the heck is anybody supposed to know when anything's open? Because Google is obviously not dependent on that. That's all I got to say about that, though. We're back to the racing side of things. I never really expressed that. I don't even think I've told anybody that before. I kind of forgot about it till just now. We talk about, like, hours on Christmas Day and stuff. Yeah, don't trust that, especially Waffle House. I had my bad experience with hours there. as far as wanting to get food, not actually working as an employee. I've never worked at Waffle House before. 7 laps to go, meanwhile, in stage 1 here at Bristol. Matt Crafton leads by 5 seconds over Ben Rhodes. Boy, he really pulled ahead quickly once he got out in front about 10 laps ago, but Rhodes has been caught in lap traffic. Moffitt, much of the same. Moffitt was right on Rhodes' back bumper. He's now 4 seconds behind Rhodes again. There's Todd Gilliland in 5th place, just up ahead as well. It's amazing how many drivers are going a lap down in stage 1 of a truck race at Bristol. Again, it's only 55 laps, and there are so many drivers already 1 lap down. I am looking forward to both Nashville and Road America on the schedule because I will be going to both races next year. I actually kind of talked it out with my dad that I know for a fact we're going to Nashville. It's on Father's Day weekend, so it's going to be kind of like a Father's Day trip, taking him down there. So that'd be pretty fun. We've talked about it right now. So inaugural race at Nashville Super Speedway for the Cup Series. So that'd be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to Road America 4th of July weekend because I will be there. It's actually the next closest track to me now, outside of Indianapolis and Michigan, due to Chicagoland and Kentucky not being on the schedule. So I figured, why not go to Road America, even though it's 6 hours away. It's the next closest track. Plus, it's the first race there, I believe, since like the early 1950s for the Cup Series. They only had 1 race there at the time. I can't remember who won. I saw it on Racing Reference before, and I think there was only like 9 cars in the race. It's crazy. Mike Harmon is blowing an engine. He has made it to pit road. No caution. We stay green. 3 drivers now in the lead lap. Enfinger's going a lap down. It looks like he's trying to get the free pass. Gillen's right on his back bumper. Boy, it's going to be close. Green-white checkered flag in the air for the first time tonight. Matt Crafton wins stage 1 at Bristol, securing himself another playoff point. Pretty solid. And Enfinger will get the free pass in 4th at the end of the stage. Tale of 2 halves of that stage. It took Crafton 40 laps to get to the lead, but boy, he pulled away when he got there. So pit stops for the first time here tonight. It looks like everybody's going to take the wave around that isn't pitting under the caution. So that's pretty interesting. So the top 3, all the lead lap cars are going to pit. I'm surprised Enfinger's not pitting. He's getting the free pass anyway. So everybody 1 lap down will get back on the lead lap. They are taking the wave around. But boy, they're going to need a quick caution. Obviously Ohio borders Indiana. I'm like 4 hours away from Indianapolis, so when I say next closest track, it's not really that close, but it's just the next closest outside of Michigan. It's 4 hours. I was at the Brickyard 400 in 2018, and also I do plan on going back next year simply because it's the first Cup race on the road course, so I kind of want to see that. It's a new configuration, so to me it's a new track, so why not go there? I'm basically doing the same thing with Charlotte. I've been there for the Charlotte Roval, but I want to see the Coke 600 sometime too. I was supposed to see it last year, so hopefully I can do it this year, but there's so many other tracks looking to go to. We'll just have to see how everything goes into plan. But I have a pretty good idea of where I'm going next year. So I'll let you guys know 100% for sure. Obviously, I've leaked a couple tracks I'm going to. But side by side for second on the restart. Moffitt on the inside. On the outside, it is Ben Rhodes. Moffitt all over the back bumper, specifically the left rear of Matt Crafton now as Rhodes starts to fall back a little bit. Crafton's giving Moffitt the bottom so Crafton can get the straightaway speed, but the cornering is going to be there for Moffitt. We're going to have a good battle for the lead going on right now as they're side by side off of turn 4. Moffitt leads the line. Wow, Moffitt really slid. Got loose on the bottom of the track, but still clears Crafton off of turn 2. So just like that, Brett Moffitt is back out in front. Here comes Ben Rhodes as he now gets to the inside of Crafton for second. Might go to the Indy Road Course next year. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to let you guys know ahead of time. Obviously, I let you guys know what tracks I was going to last year, but I didn't really mention it until like a week or 2 before. I want to do something like schedule it before the actual start of the season so you guys can keep in mind what tracks I'm going to. Maybe I'll try to have like a designated area if you guys want to I guess, see me talk NASCAR before the race starts, by all means, say hi. But just to let you guys know what races I'm going to ahead of time. That also has something to do with the merch as well that I have planned in 2021. If anybody's interested, it has to do with the scheduling shirt. For those of you that get like actual like NASCAR T-shirts with like the schedules on the back, it's basically going to be a similar thing. I'm thinking about changing up the logo on the channel too. That kind of has to like cope with that. But that's pretty much the idea I've got for like T-shirts next year. Little spoiler. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Moffitt still trying to hang on to the lead. Boy, Crafton drove it in deep into turns 1 and 2. All the way down on the block as he moved back into second, passing Rhodes, but Moffitt is starting to get away from him. Now side-by-side lap traffic right in front of Moffitt. Moffitt is held up. Crafton to the inside for the lead. Gustine and Christian Eckes were the two trucks that were holding up Moffitt. Crafton gets by Eckes. Moffitt going to follow on the inside. I actually plan on being at Indy the whole weekend. That's one of the few times you'll ever really like see me for multiple races on a weekend. Usually I just go for the Cup race, but I've never seen an IndyCar race before. And Indy races the Saturday before, so I'd like to see the Indy road course race as well. For IndyCar, because again, I'd never seen one before, so that'd be pretty cool. Indy 500 is still on the bucket list at some point in time too. I just never given myself an opportunity to go yet. Yeah, Nashville's only about 1.1 miles. Part of why they're using the low downforce, high horsepower package next year as well, so that'll be a fun time. So all these drivers that took the wave around and got back on the lead lap are now going to go a lap down again. They desperately need a caution. Moffitt's still keeping pace somewhat with Matt Crafton right now. He's only half a second back. As Crafton tries to get around Stuart Friesen, he just passed. I believe that was Johnny Sauter back there in the 13. Sheldon Creed going to go a lap down again. I forgot to look exactly where everybody finished at the end of stage 1 too. So as far as the playoff bubble battle, I have no clue right now. I'm actually going to pause it at the end of stage 2 and calculate all the stage points so we have that set to go. Because again, there's a lot of different factors that go on into this one. So again, I don't like pausing it in the middle of a race, but because this is a cutoff race and there's so many different scenarios with a handful of different bubble drivers like right on the bubble coming into the night, we got to pay close attention to it. Mike Harmon's the only driver out of the race. Obviously, he didn't make the playoffs, so as far as the playoff drivers go, they're all in the race, and for the most part, all in the at or near the top 10. I would have to say, excluding Zane Smith, is the only driver I can think of that is a couple laps down right now and is really nowhere near the top 10. Gillen just made a pass on Rafael Lassard there for 4th. And that's just the name of it. That's just the name they had for the actual speedway. I don't know why they called it Super Speedway. By textbook definition, it's not a super speedway, no, but it's just the name of the track. It's not an actual, like, super speedway. It's an intermediate, given the length of the racetrack. It'll probably race kind of similar to a short track, especially with the package that they'll use next year. But Portman Plays, welcome to the stream. Back to 3 cars on the lead lap again. Everybody that took the wave around to get back on the lead lap at the stage break went a lap down again. Still caution free here tonight. No caution in stage 1. We're in stage 2 with just 29 to go. In this stage alone, we're only going to have 90 laps in the final stage as well, so we'll be past halfway home here tonight at the end of stage 2 also. 5-second lead ahead of Moffitt. Rhodes is 11.5, now 12 seconds back. He's still caught in lap traffic, 7 seconds behind second place right now. Crafton is dominating on the long runs here today. He was able to obviously hold on to the lead with the track position, winning the race off pit road at the end of stage 1. But something else that also helped Crafton too, with that track position, he was able to get to the lead a lot sooner. Angela Ruck on pit road as well, as she has blown an engine. Still no caution here tonight, for incident at least. Oh, Zane Smith. So Zane Smith is actually starting to close in on the top 10 again. Oh, 3 wide to the bottom. Look at Crafton all the way to the inside. Has to be careful. Austin Hill takes it 3 wide to the outside. A little contact between Hill and Austin Wayne Self. Look at this move up the middle by Crafton. What a move. But some of these guys 2 laps down again. Angela Ruck has made her way back onto the racetrack, losing even more laps. She's not completely out of the race though. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race here tonight at Bristol. 21 to go in stage 2. Thanks for those of you sticking around. You never know what can happen in these races. We saw a similar race for the most part in the Xfinity Series last week, if you remembered, at Bristol for the night race there. 300 lap race. Dale Jr. dominated, won the first 2 stages. But then at the end of the race, with about 50 to go, just less than 50 laps to go, Junior wrecked off of turn 2, and his night came to an end abruptly. And that's really hurting all these guys that did not take tires and did not pit under the stage brake. So they're on extremely old. I mean, at this point, they're on about 100 lap old tires versus the 3 lead lap trucks that pitted at the end of stage 1. Those guys are on about 50 lap old tires right now. That is a huge difference, especially at Bristol. Oh boy. 3 wide on the outside. Crafton makes it through cleanly. And there's Ben Rhodes in third, about to go a lap down. Oh, a little contact between the Thor Motorsport teammates. Crafton didn't mean to run him up the racetrack like he did. He just kind of overdrove the corner and got up into the side of his teammate Ben Rhodes. Oh, that's a tight move there by Crafton, but boy, he's making it pay off. Look at Ben Rhodes trying to do the same thing, but he's about to get sandwiched. Oh, contact back there. Chastain made a little bit of contact with Ben Rhodes, who tried to pull the same move Crafton did and go in between the 40 and the 97. It didn't work out as well for him. He still hasn't passed Chastain. He's gotten around little. $11 laps to go, stage 2. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. 10 laps to go in the stage. If it stays green to the end, I think Moffitt's going to go a lap down even too. He's got a lot of lap traffic not too far in front of him. And currently no lap cars between the top two. As far as Crafton trying to catch back up to Moffitt, that is. I did see that, yes. Luckily for this week and next week, I'm getting off at 3:30 instead of 6. So I was able to actually catch a couple NASCAR YouTube videos before I actually came on live here tonight, and I did see that Noah Gragson was going to be running in the Daytona 500 next year. That kind of surprised me. That was pretty much out of left field. I mean, there was like no rumors of it. But that's pretty cool. See the Beard family still bringing a race car to the racetrack for the super speedways. Really any NASCAR race in general. That's awesome because I honestly thought, you know, they were just going to shut things down for good after Brendan Gaughan retired last year. I didn't think that they were going to be back at the track again. So it's going to be cool to see at least another car in the field for the 500 next year. On the entry list at least. Obviously, you'd have to race his way in if we have more than 40 entries because it's not a chartered team. By the way, a couple laps ago, meanwhile talking about the 62 car and Noah Gragson for the 500 next year, Matt Crafton has just lapped the field here at Bristol tonight, putting Moffitt a lap down. 4 laps to go in stage 2, so Moffitt's likely going to get the free pass at the stage break. I don't think Rhodes is going to be able to catch him. Yeah, I mean, Brendan Gaughan was only running part-time the last 2 years in the Cup Series. He was running full-time Xfinity there for a while, but he retired. They didn't really talk about it over the actual TV broadcast, I guess, from what I've heard. I know Brock Beard was talking about it, and he was upset that they didn't really shine a light on it. They actually had a nice tribute video and a little mini-ceremony before the race started for Brendan Gaughan because it was his final career start, so that was pretty cool. At least Talladega Superspeedway did it right. Unfortunately, the NASCAR and NBC did not. Green, white, checkered flags in the air once again. And it'll be Matt Crafton sweeping the stages here at Bristol for the truck race. So Crafton wins both stages. That'll get him 2 more playoff points for the next round. All right, so we're going to take a look here while we have a chance. And we're going to go through all the stages, Stage 1 and Stage 2, the finishing order, where the playoffs stack up into the final stage, because it's kind of a mess right now. We need to get to the bottom of this. Let me make sure I pit here first. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel here. Again, Moffitt will get the free pass at the stage break. We'll have 86 laps to go when we go green. So let me go back. Pause the stream there for a second. So your Stage 2 results, obviously Matt Crafton won. He's already in the next round. Ben Rhodes, non-playoff driver, finishes second. Then you got Brett Moffitt finishing in 3rd place, Gilliland 4th, Lassard 5th, Friesen 6th, Enfinger 7th, Craig 8th, Johnny Sutter 9th, and Austin Hill rounds out the top 10. As far as the bubble drivers go, we're only going to pay attention to the bubble drivers because at this point, I mean, I don't see Friesen, Hill, or Moffitt going on to, or I should say being eliminated in this round simply because I don't think we're going to get another winner that's below the cutoff line. I don't see Chastain or Zane Smith winning this race, to be quite honest. They're both at least 1 lap down, if not 2. So, here are the standings the way they look then. Zane Smith, 0 stage points in both stages of tonight's race, I believe. Ross Chastain did not get any stage points in Stage 2, so that doesn't change anything. Todd Gilliland did get stage points, so Gilliland gets 7 in Stage 2. and Enfinger gets 4. So that would put Enfinger 7 points above the cutoff line, and Todd Gilliland 9 points above the cutoff line, based off of Stage 2 results only. Now we got to go back to Stage 1, because, my bad, I missed Stage 1. That's the main reason why we're doing this right now. Bear with me for a second. That was my fault on that one. I wasn't even paying attention when we got to the end of Stage 1 and looked at the results. I'm usually pretty good with that, knowing if there's a bubble battle to look at that stuff, and I just completely forgot. I'm trying to find it in the stream, and I'm not finding it. It's obviously in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So, Grant Enfinger finished 4th in stage number 1. Gilliland finished in 5th. Ross Chastain finished 9th, so he got 2 points there. So that would put... based off Chastain... trying to do it in my head real quick. Ty Gilliland. I'm making this way too hard compared to what it actually is. Gilliland's got... he scored 6 stage points there. Enfinger scored 7, so that would put them... 14... So Grant Enfinger is 12 points ahead of Ross Chastain right now. And Todd Gilliland would be... 15 ahead. Alright, so we've got it. Yeah, we've got it. Okay. So, Grant Enfinger, 12 points above the playoff cut line. And Todd Gilliland is, what did I say, 14? 14 points above the playoff cut line. I mean, ideally, it's going to be tough. I mean, they're probably going to have to wreck out for something to happen here. Okay, let me get back to the live. Alright, there we go. Now we got the chat back. Glad we got that situated. Again, thanks for staying with me there. My bad on that one. Alright, so Ben Rhodes actually swept in to finish 2nd in the stage. He gets the free pass. Green flag back in the air. The 3rd and final stage is underway. Can Ross Chastain or Zane Smith come from pretty big deficits into the final stage here? It's going to be tough. Ben Rhodes back on the lead lap. That's pretty big as well. We get another caution in this race. By the way, pit stops happen there. That's 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way. Crafton's in the wall and into Friesen. Friesen's back in front of the pack of cars. Crashed right into Brett Moffitt and a couple others. Caution's out for incident for the first time tonight with just 85 laps to go at Bristol. That got ugly there. Crafton bounced off the wall off of turn 2. Ricocheted into Friesen. Friesen goes around into 3. Collects Moffitt and a couple other drivers. That's a very tough break. And just like that, Brett Moffitt's now going to get back on the lead lap. Gilliland was able to get one of his 2 laps back. And Ben Rhodes gets the restart alongside Crafton. So that big lead that we saw at the end of stage 2 is basically gone. As Crafton has gone from with a one-lap lead on the field to now all of a sudden he's side by side for the lead on the restart. Unbelievable. We know Ben Rhodes has speed. He dominated the first half of stage 1 earlier by quite a wide margin over both Crafton and Moffitt. Green flag back in the air as Crafton gets a good jump on the restart. It's Crafton. It wasn't a complete save. I mean, we saved it from wrecking out of the race, but there is a little bit of damage on the race truck, specifically the right side, mainly after Crafton bounced it off the wall. Todd Gilliland is trying to get back on the lead lap himself right now. Boy, that'd be crazy if he could do it. We get another caution. And he's back in it after being 2 laps down about 5 to 10 laps ago. And here comes Ben Rhodes. He takes a shot to the bottom behind Gilliland. Side by side for the lead with 78 to go at Bristol. He's got it. Ben Rhodes to the lead at Bristol. The lead has vanished. The giant lead at one point in time for Crafton has now vanished. Rhodes quickly trying to put Gilliland a lap down again. For obvious reasons, Gilliland trying to protect. He knows if he finishes on the lead lap at this point that some of those other drivers further behind him in points are not going to get back into this. Zane Smith in a must-win situation now, basically, from where he's at. And Ross Chastain needs to beat Grant Enfinger by 12 points. If he can't beat him by 12, then he has to beat Todd Gilliland by 14. And that's going to be tough with Gilliland running 4th, obviously. So then you look at Enfinger, who was in the back half of the top 10, right about where Chastain was running. So, I mean, Enfinger's likely going to have to crash out of the race or something. Luckily, they all made it through that last accident. And that's the only caution we've had for incident here tonight. Get a pretty clean first 2 stages up until that point. Rhodes caught behind Angelo Ruck as Crafton tries to close the gap again, as we'll alternate from the different camera angles one final time in tonight's race. These guys are good to go on fuel to the end of this race as well as tires. So it is a sprint to the finish for now. Unless we get another caution, maybe we'll see some drivers come to pit road. Rhodes still trying to get around Ty Gilliland. That's got to be slowing him up quite a bit as well. He's on his inside, but he just can't clear him. This is the same Ben Rhodes we saw back in stage 1 where he led the first 40 laps of the race. Problem is, though, he's got heavy lap traffic right around him. They're side by side right in front of him. Crafton is hustling into 3 and 4 now. Looking to get around Todd Gilliland. You know, he's going to be a tough pass. I don't think anybody expected Gilliland to make it into the playoffs. Especially with a Thor Motorsport truck like Ben Rhodes missing out. But Gilliland was able to point his way in, and now he's looking to point his way into the next round as well, into the round of 8. That just gets him 1 round away from the championship 4 all of a sudden. Thanks for stopping by, Jeff. Reminder as well, tomorrow night's stream will be more NASCAR Heat 5 action on the channel as we'll go Xfinity Series racing. And that will be on your way at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the second race of the Xfinity Series playoffs. Round of 12 there. We'll look to have some fun. So again, Xfinity Series action tomorrow on the channel. Start time is going to be set for, I believe, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We'll look to have some fun. Oh, man. Crafton got into the back of Jesse a little. It looked like he was closing in on Ben Rhodes there for a little bit, and Rhodes just kind of just pulled away from him. Crafton got really tight. I'm sure the damage on the right side of his race truck having not a lot of damage, but again, just enough to really affect the handling of the truck just a little bit. A little bit more than what he wants to after that first and only accident we've had tonight. There's a mistake off of turn 4 as well. Chance, welcome to the stream. Yeah, start time is going to be at 7 tomorrow because, again, I still have to work. So, otherwise, I was going to end up having it in the middle of the afternoon. But then, obviously, Christmas Day, I'm busy for most of the day, so that's going to have to be a night stream as well this week. Otherwise, I'd have that in the afternoon, but definitely spend some time with your families for the holidays. I'm sure you guys haven't probably had a chance to see your, distant relatives throughout the course of the year. So if any of you guys get an opportunity to do that, definitely kind of cherish and relish it because it's been a rough year as far as that goes. I know, distant relatives, distant that I would, see, about like once every other month or so. Like we haven't seen them at all since COVID started. So it's kind of a bummer. About 3 wide there. Rhodes is just starting to get through this lap traffic a lot better than what Crafton is. This is as much as Crafton has struggled in the lap traffic all night long. And he got the wall again. Right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. That'll slow him down a little bit. Zane Smith has his work cut out for him. 13th, couple laps down. His championship hopes are likely going to be dashed. I don't see him coming up through the field and winning this race. In a must-win situation now. They're 3 wide off of turn 4. A little bit of contact back there between Zane Smith and I believe Tate Fogelman. Meanwhile, Ben Rhodes is being ran down drastically by Matt Crafton with Jennifer Jo Cobb and Jason White running side by side right in front of him. Big run to the outside goes Crafton, but now Jennifer Jo Cobb's in the way. He has to follow Rhodes to the inside lane. Now he tries to get underneath Rhodes, and Rhodes gets to the outside of Ankrum using Tyler as a pick. Cobb got right back around Crafton as well. How about Jennifer Jo Cobb? What a run she's having tonight in 12th place. I haven't talked about her at all as far as the running order's been, but she's having a pretty solid night in the top dozen. Now they're 3 wide right in front of Crafton. I mean, he's just got nowhere to go with these drivers. Big run, though, down the front straightaway. He is doing his absolute best right now. I'll tell you how far ahead the 99 and the 88 are. Moffitt's going a lap down. And he's the only other driver that was on the lead lap for the time being. I have to say, Ty Gillen might be able to run Moffitt down to get up to 3rd by the end of the race. Oh, boy! Crafton got loose. Big save off of turn 2. He almost made the same mistake Junior did off of turn 2 in the Xfinity race last week. Right about the same amount of laps to go. Just under 50 laps left. 47 laps remain. Crafton again, trying to catch Rhodes. Not a lot of lap traffic. I think the lap traffic's been helping Rhodes. Usually it doesn't help the leader, especially at Bristol, but it has helped Rhodes in this final stage tremendously. Big run, side by side for the lead. Crafton to the outside of Ben Rhodes. He's got it. Into turn 3, all clear. Matt Crafton out in front here at Bristol. 44 laps to go. Now just needs it to run green to the finish. Make his way through the lap traffic as best as he can as well. Loving people watching right now. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Again, we do these full race live streams on the daily with a realistic broadcast, as well as other related NASCAR content. Still working on the best of compilations we're going to have from the channel in the year 2020, the inaugural year of the channel. So be on the lookout for that coming up. Those videos are likely going to release anywhere between Sunday to Tuesday, I'd have to imagine, because those are my next days off outside of Christmas. But for obvious reasons, I'm not going to have much time to work on it on Christmas. Christmas Day, that is. So Sunday through Tuesday, you're likely going to see the videos uploaded there, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to upload them until like the week after the New Year's. So I don't want to wait that long. Angel, welcome to the stream. Best of is going to include the best finishes, the best calls. I really want to find a lot of the brilliant saves I've been able to make on these games, but it's so hard to actually find them and go back through the old streams, because it's not like a caution where I can kind of skim through it. And I'm like, okay, there's a caution. Like, it's so hard to find, so we might have to skip that one, unfortunately. But you're going to have like the worst crashes from the season, the best finishes, just the best moments all around. In a stretch of probably 2 or 3 videos. Hashtag get out of 2020. I have to agree with you on that one there, Angel. Been a rough year for many people. Zane Smith going another lap down. I haven't really talked about Friesen. I don't even think he's led a lap tonight after starting on the pole, but he's been in the top 10. He's running 6th right now. He's had a fast truck, just not as fast as what we saw in qualifying. Also, hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Again, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Getting these streams and videos recommended under other NASCAR-related content on YouTube. Again, Crafton leads. 5.5 seconds ahead. Oh boy, almost got the wall off of turn 4. He was pushing mad tight. He's been running the top as much since taking the lead, mainly because of the way the lap traffic has worked. In this case, kind of not working throughout the course of stage 3. It's working finally, but I think that's just the speed in Crafton's truck really coming into play. Ty Gillen was able to get around Moffitt. It's unbelievable that Moffitt is 2 laps down after being on the lead lap on the last restart. And Gillen, who was a lap down on the last restart, was able to pass him for position. And he's quite a ways ahead of him as well. Now Gillen should be able to clinch his way into the next round of the playoffs, barring a miracle effort by Ross Chastain at this point. But now the battle is between Grant Enfinger and Ross Chastain. Chastain needs to finish 12 positions ahead of Enfinger to claim that last spot on points for the round of 8. It's the only other bubble battle we've got remaining with, under 30 to go now. 29 laps left here at Bristol. About a 10-second lead now back to Rhodes. Crafton basically needed what he came in to do, and that was grab stage points tonight, because he came in only 3 points above the playoff cut line on Ross Chastain. But by scoring a lot more stage points than Chastain only had 2 stage points tonight. Grant Enfinger had over 10 stage points, and that was the difference maker in Enfinger being in the spot he's in here in stage 3 versus Chastain, even though they're running right with each other now, or at least the last time we saw them, before we went green with about 80 laps to go. And there's Ben Rhodes. He's a couple more seconds ahead of Crafton as he'll try to lap the field, much like he did back in stage 2. We saw how quickly Rhodes was able to cut the deficit and, in fact, take the lead. So, again, you can't count him out completely. He was able to do it in less than 10 laps. Oh, boy, Crafton loose off of turn 2 again. He clipped the apron just a little too much on the exit of the corner. Did that earlier, about 30 to 40 laps ago, and made a similar save. Just needs to make it to the end of the race also. He's already locked in with the win at Canadian Tire. Looking to lap the field. Chastain currently running in 10th. Again, still not sure exactly where Enfinger's at. Moffitt tries to fight 3 wide. Crafton all the way on the bottom. Finally going to get around him and Jesse Little. You can see Grant Enfinger just up ahead. We're about to find out what position he's in here with less than 20 to go now. So Enfinger's in 8th. He's actually beating Chastain by 2 positions right now. Chastain needs to beat him by 12. And that's just not looking like it's going to happen. So what came in as a tight points battle between really 4 drivers kind of escalated out of control, mainly due to the stage points that were earned by the 2 drivers that came in 2 and 3 points above the cutoff line. The 2 drivers that were 3 and 6 below it scored little to none. For Zane Smith, he didn't score any. He was 6 points back. Chastain, again, scored 2. He was 3 points out. It's not going to cut it at this point in the season. And that's going to prove as the benefactor here tonight. 15 to go. It'll be back-to-back wins here for Crafton. And again, a max points day, though that doesn't matter. As far as the playoff points, it does. Because those playoff points earned here tonight, and even the last race for winning at Canadian Tire, will carry over into the round of 8. Just these last 2 races combined, that's 12 playoff points. That will carry from the round of 10 to the round of 8 for Crafton. That could be huge. Especially with a couple tough races. We go to Vegas next for the Truck Series. After that, though, we go to Talladega. And that's where we're really going to see a shake-up in the standings. And then we go to Martinsville after that. So it's a tough end to the Truck Series season. And, of course, the Championship 4 race at Phoenix. Crown a Truck Series champion here on NASCAR Heat 5. Less than 10 to go. Just a huge bounce back in performance. Crafton really needed to perform after that DNF at Gateway. Just a rough start to the playoffs already kind of put him in a kind of must-win scenario, but he basically lost whatever buffer he had from winning the regular season championship and getting those playoff points with all the wins he had in the regular season as well. That was pretty much gone. He was only about 20 points above the cutoff line with 2 races to go. Backs that up with back-to-back wins, 1 on a road course, 1 on a short track. 2 very different racetracks as well. Ton of momentum there. Beach Daisy, welcome to the stream. Indeed there. As far as everyone being a lap down like the Xfinity race, the difference is here is Crafton's going to actually win the race versus Dale Jr. was not able to do so due to crashing out before the end. There's 5 laps to go at least. I guess, hopefully I didn't speak too soon, but he should be alright. One thing to do that once. I guarantee we won't be doing that 2 times in a row. Avoided a big accident with only minimal damage as well. That obviously helped Crafton. And again, he took the lead with about 40 to go. Just over 40 laps left in the race. He's led every lap since, and he led a lot of laps in the first 2 stages as well. Rhodes gave him a fight, though, for the first half of a fuel run, let me tell you. Oh, man! Crafton just ran right in the back of Rhodes going into turn 1. 2 laps to go in the race. We mentioned he doesn't need a caution. He almost caused one right there. White flag in the air now. 1 lap to go here at Bristol. Crafton just lapping the field again as he passed Ben Rhodes. He's going to win by 2 laps here today. Dominant performance, especially late here out of Crafton. Matt Crafton wins at Bristol. Adding on to a championship caliber season, Matt Crafton wins, and he's just that much closer to maybe earning a spot to the championship 4. We'll find out on Christmas Day if he can go for 3 in a row to punch his ticket to the championship 4. Really, any of the 8 drivers that advance to the next round. If they can win at Vegas, they won't have to worry about what happens at Talladega or Martinsville. They will be a lock for the championship 4. There is a lot on the line at Vegas. Again, coming your way Christmas night on the channel. Engine is burnt out. The victory celebration here. We'll take you through the finishing order. Pretty quick race. Again, only 1 caution per incident, so pretty fast race pace. 57 minutes. We got this thing done in less than an hour. Ben Rhodes finishes 2nd, followed by Todd Gilliland 3rd. Brett Moffitt 4th. Austin Hill rounds out the top 5. Top 5 all. Never mind. I was going to say they were all playoff drivers. Ben Rhodes is not a playoff driver. Rafael Assard had a great running, finished 6th. He was pretty much running 6th to 8th the whole race. Stuart Friesen fell back to 7th after qualifying on the pole, but still top 10 run there, and he still advances to the next round on points. Grant Enfinger finishes 8th, Sheldon Creed 9th, and Ross Chastain rounds out the top 10. We'll take you through the 8 drivers that will be advancing into the round of 8 for the Truck Series playoffs. Again, Crafton and Sauter are going into the next round virtue of wins, and as far as points go, Stuart Friesen advances, Sheldon Creed advances, Todd Gilliland advances. Grant Enfinger got the last spot on points here tonight. Austin Hill and Brett Moffitt also advanced. The 2 drivers that will be eliminated is Zane Smith and Ross Chastain was the first driver, I should say the first driver below the playoff cut line at the end of tonight's race, as he would have been 14 points behind Enfinger. So that is going to do it here for this one. Like, share, but most importantly, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Again, we do these full race live streams every day with a realistic broadcast. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. Be ready. It is another NASCAR Heat 5 race. It'll be the Xfinity Series at Las Vegas for the second race of the round of 12 there. More playoff action coming your way. Junior needs a big bounce-back performance after DNFing at Bristol. He scored a lot of stage points, but that gap is definitely closed down with a rough finish in that one. Only scoring, I think, 2 points. He finished 35th in the race, so only scoring 2 points for the actual finishing position. So Junior needs a lot of luck tomorrow, and obviously with the Roval being the next race in the Xfinity Series playoffs to round out the round of 12, Junior definitely needs a good run at Vegas tomorrow, maybe even a win to secure himself into the next round. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you for a Christmas Eve special on the channel.